Hey everyone, this is Kevin from thechesswebsite.com, and today we're going to be going over a very important technique that every chess player needs to know, and that is pins and skewers. And a lot of people know kind of what a pin is and how to find, easy pins and easy skewers. Today we're going to be going over advanced skewers and advanced pins and how to find them in your own game and how to implement them into your own game. So first thing we're going to look at is the pin, and most people can tell just by looking at it that if it's white's move, the best move for white is going to be move rook to f1. And basically what we're doing is we're pinning the queen down to the king, and black really doesn't have a lot of options. His best option is just going to be to take this rook, and after we exchange, white's going to have a pretty easy endgame. Black cannot move his queen because it's an illegal move. On the flip side, we will take a look at a skewer, and basically what a skewer is if the more powerful piece, the king, is in the front, basically we're going to skewer the queen away, or skewer the king away and capture the queen. So that basically looks like rook to f1, attacking the king, and the king's going to have to move, and in return we can just take the queen. So obviously, as you can see in these two examples, what a pin and a skewer are. A lot of the times though in your game, your opponent's not going to baby feed you the easiest pins and skewers. You're going to have to find some pins and skewers on your own. And so in the next couple examples, we're going to take a look at some more advanced concepts. In this example, you can probably see that the best move here is to simply move rook to a8. Basically making a skewer here where the king is going to have to move and the queen will be hanging, and we can trade off our rook for the queen, which is very good for us. But let's go ahead and take a look at if we change up pieces from the beginning, and instead of having our rook here, we have our queen. So before we had our rook here and our queen here, and we just switched them. Now if we move our queen to a8, which a lot of beginners will do, once the king moves, then the queen can capture, but then black can immediately recapture. So what we need to do is we need to find a more advanced skewer. And basically what this looks like is we need to find a way to get this queen away from the square that it's on so that we can skewer with a8. And what that move is going to look like is rook to g8. Basically you can see this skewer right here, where the queen cannot move because the king is behind it. So the queen's going to either have to stay here and get captured or capture this piece. Now obviously a lot of people would just say, hey, you're losing a rook, but once black captures this white rook, then white can come in to a8, check the king, and skewer the black queen. So now when black moves his king, now white can come in and capture the black queen. And now we have traded a rook for the black queen. So as you can see, this is a little more advanced than just your normal skewer, but these will come up a lot more often where your opponent may not see, where you can kind of distract them and then go in for the skewer that you're looking for. So we'll go ahead and take another look at a different example. Let's go ahead and take a look at this example right here and take just a minute what you think white's best move is here in this particular situation. You can pause it, take a minute, look at it, and see what you think. And hopefully you came up with a lot of beginners, like the last example, would be completely fine with just bringing the queen to b8, and when the king moves, then just trading off queens here. But that's not the best move here. We have the best move of rook to b3, which does two things. One, it skewers the black queen and king, but it forces black to come down and capture. Obviously if he does not capture, then we can just capture with our rook on the next move. So once black captures, now the white queen can come to b8 and skewer both the king and the queen, basically leaving the black queen hanging. So it's these little advanced moves, finding the skewer, that can really change your game up. We'll look at one more example of one of the easiest ways that you can start to look for different advanced skewer plays in your own game. So let's go ahead and take a look at one more. Let's go and take a look at our last example. And the first thing you need to notice in this example is that black has a very big weakness, and that is along the A2 to the G8 diagonal. And one of the good things that white has is we have our light squared bishop that we can anytime come to B3 and attack the king on G8. So one of the things that you'll see a lot of times players do is try to, let's say black tries to take away this diagonal from white. Obviously white cannot bring his bishop to B3, or then both bishops will be traded off and white will be losing its active bishop and black's giving up his bishop that was not very active. Black also feels like this is a good spot because white can't capture with his knight because the queen is defending it. And since this is a great outpost for the knight at the moment, blocking this f-pawn and supporting this area anytime he can jump in, black a lot of times will feel pretty safe. What black doesn't realize is white can actually capture this bishop on d5 without being recaptured. If black were to decide to capture this bishop on d5, he would miss a very powerful pin with bishop to b3. So a lot of players miss this in their own games. They're always looking for the obvious pin or the obvious skewer, and a lot of times they don't realize that if they look just a few moves ahead, they can find an even more powerful pin or a more powerful skewer. So in your own chess games, always be looking a few moves ahead and see if you capturing a piece, if your opponent recaptures, can then you set up a more powerful skewer or a more powerful pin. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you can implement this in your own game. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and please subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next video. Leave comments. Let me know what y'all liked about the video, what y'all didn't, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks a lot.